Hello, everybody.
Hi.
My name is Darren.
I'm Graham.
And we've seen a film called, I don't even remember what it's called, something about Vincent. Loving Vincent.
Oh, Loving Vincent.
Was it Loving Vincent?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, we saw Loving Vincent. Tell us the story of Loving Vincent.
Well, the name comes from the fact that he wrote a letter before he...
It's about Vincent van Gogh.
Yeah.
The name comes from the Vincent part of Vincent van Gogh.
Well, yeah, I mean, the name... I mean, the name of the film.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, he says, basically...
Who does?
Vincent van Gogh.
Says.
Gogh. He wrote on it... It doesn't matter anyway, what's the story?
That's what I asked you.
Alright, okay, so a guy basically learns of Van Gogh's death. And he's got a letter for his family from Van Gogh.
A postman for some reason.
Spokesman's son.
Well, no, the postman gets the letter, obviously.
Oh, okay, we're talking about the postman.
We do it like stealing from his dad on that letter. Ooh, good old letter.
Good old letter.
Ooh.
I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Yeah. Pilfered a few letters this morning from Daddy.
This was back in the day when they probably only had about 12 a day, so...
Yeah.
One guy had to walk everywhere.
Yeah, and most of those were just shit on paper. Only one person could write. The rest were just hate mail.
Yeah, and spam.
Yeah, no, the post...
Pictures of
so
toasters and stuff.
Van Gogh has sent a letter before he died, and the postman has received it and taken a great burden on himself for a postman.
Yeah, well, they were friends, weren't they? They were friends.
Well, really? Because the postman never really popped up in Van Gogh's story except he had his letter, which you'd expect of a postman. Just fucking open it and sell it on eBay. I don't care what year it's set in.
Yeah, keep hold of it.
So he tasks his son, for some reason, with going to deliver this letter to Van Gogh's brother, who does it for some reason. And the postman's dead, like, depressed, like, oh, Van Gogh died. That's like, well, you're only his fucking postman.
Well,
Mum.
He knew his story, didn't he? They was friends.
Well, I know his story, but I'm not upset that he's dead.
You should be upset that he's dead. What a horrible thing to say.
Van Gogh?
Yeah.
I should be upset that Van Gogh is dead.
Yeah.
Why?
He was a bit mad at the end, wasn't he? He cut his own ear off.
He was always a bit mad, wasn't he? That's something the film didn't really go into, that he was always a bit mad. The film kind of implied that he just had a moment.
Not normal.
Yeah. Like, you know, the bit where he chops his ear off and gives it to a prostitute isn't really delved into that much.
No, it just happens
like,
and then
we
it's
did
done.
that thing once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People screamed because they saw blood and that was about
That was the end of that story.
Yeah.
So the son of the postman goes to deliver the letter to Van Gogh's
Son of a
brother.
postman?
Yeah, you son of a postman. And turns out he's dead as well, Van Gogh's brother. So then he takes it upon himself to try and discover how Van Gogh died. By interviewing everyone in the
Big
village.
murder mystery, like Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, well, what's that bitch from Murder, She Wrote that gets involved in everyone's business?
Or something, isn't it?
Wayne's There's a
something
reference
like
to anyone born in the 80s.
Alright.
What's her name from Murder, She Wrote? Jessica Fletcher?
Jessica.
Angela Lansbury.
We got there. Yeah.
Well, they're not a detective, but they're
Jessica
doing
Fletcher.
detective work. Like, you know, stop there in the name of the postman's son. Like, oh, yes, I'll tell you anything. So go on.
No, you're right.
The most significant thing about this film and the most impressive is that it was painted.
Yeah.
Every frame of it was
Every
done with...
frame of painting.
What type of paint was it? Oil? I don't know.
Some of them were like gouache.
They were all the same. What the fuck is
Acrylics.
Sounds like a type of cheese. sounds like something a foreign person would serve you with a goat's head.
That's, yeah. In
an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah. And then like two people are sick behind them, like seeing it, you know, because it stinks.
That's a very specific food.
Hungry.
What type of... Of course you are. Look here. What kind of...
I think it was acrylics. I don't know, to be honest.
I think oil.
No, it wasn't oil.
Why?
Obviously it wasn't oil.
Why?
Because half of the bloody paint casted a shadow. You don't get that with oil.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Acrylic is like plastic based in it.
That will be that then, won't it?
Probably.
Who knows? It was every frame was
really
hand
good.
painted.
And like every time somebody moved, you could see like where they painted over the bit behind.
Well, it was
them.
filmed originally with actors on green screen, and then it was painted over.
Rotoscoped, but manually.
Yeah, like, you know.
Rotoscope, but manual.
Like
Like
a scanner darkly for people who fucking put too much effort into things.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
so
best
you're
thing
saying,
over there.
well, I know, but this is the problem, isn't it? Like, because the you know, the style of it, I guess the you know, visual style of it was brilliant.
And the music by Clint Mansell.
And the music was so good.
I didn't need the talking. Just give me the visuals and the music.
And him wandering around, like, just
That's the visuals, isn't it? That's part of the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't like the main guy.
No, I didn't like him either, and his
I
yellow
don't like
coat.
that
I
actor.
assume he was like... I assume the man in the yellow coat's like part of, you know, from a picture.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
all
think
of
so.
Van Gogh's work. But I didn't recognise it. No,
Idiot.
not
I know
all of
it
it. Not all of it.
All of them.
How many did it say? Like 100?
17.
Oh.
What? Who knows? I don't know.
But this is it. I don't know if he's a man that is well known to the Van Gogh community. Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Van Gogh.
Even if it is Go,
He's Dutch,
says
isn't he?
it.
He's Dutch.
So are you half Dutch?
Yeah, that's why I'm mispronouncing half of his name.
Yeah.
I got the Van bit right.
Yeah.
But the story was a bit
This should have been
lacking,
called
really.
Man with Van Gogh.
Yeah, it should have been.
Yeah, that'd have been a better title than
There you
Loving
go.
Vincent. Because
Yeah.
everyone's like, who the fuck is Vincent?
Peep show
But everyone knows
reference.
Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually a reference to the concept of a man with a van.
yeah, nice reference.
Yeah.
Nice pop culture reference to men
Yeah,
with
language.
men with
Well, if I
fleet
said
of
men
vans.
with Ven.
I wasn't going to say that, was I? That's a peep show reference.
Yes, of course it is.
I said a men with a fleet of vans.
Anyway, so you didn't like the acting? Is that what you're going to say?
I didn't like. I enjoyed it. I didn't like the acting as such. I thought, what's his name from IT Crowd? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Come
the guy
on.
from the IT, Chris O'Dowd.
Chris O'Dowd.
Yeah.
And Calvary, I suppose I could have said.
Yeah, but more people are going to know the It Crowd, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
It's all a bit weird.
The acting, it was just really
And the story.
stilted.
And the story.
Yeah, the story was fucking stupid.
I was just thinking, who are you? Why are you
Yeah,
getting involved
I know,
in
yeah.
punching people?
Wait,
and
he
stuff?
couldn't have
Who's
killed
this for?
himself because of this, that, and it. Where's the gun gone? It's like, fuck, who gives a shit? Just
Getting,
give the fuck.
getting convinced by conspiracy theorists,
Yeah.
like the angle of the gun, oh,
Dutch,
grassy,
isn't he?
grassy knoll.
Dutch
Yeah.
guy gets given a fucking letter by his dad and told to track people down. He should have just fucking slung it
Nosy
straight in the river
bastard.
and gone to fucking Amsterdam for a week.
yeah. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
And that was probably at the cost of himself. I didn't see them exchange money.
Who? The dad or the
The
son?
dad and the son.
Do you think the son funded this whole escapade
Yes.
himself? He probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said to the innkeeper lady, didn't he? Like, oh, I've got no any money. And
Yeah, they
she
all
was just
had, like,
like,
the
well,
English
you're gonna have to
accents.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that about?
I know. It's like
I've just forgotten and now I've just remembered.
Yeah.
What was that about? All these twee British.
know.
Not even twee. It wasn't even twee. It was just
Where
very
are you
broad
from, good
accents.
lady? I'm Dutch. Well, I'm from Germany, aren't I? Obviously. Can't you tell by the way I'm speaking?
It was just like that. Yeah, no. It was very strange.
Which, bizarrely, was not a problem in The Death of Stalin. The other film we saw, which was
I
exactly
know,
like that.
is it? But like, that knows. Yeah, I don't know. What would you describe the difference in those
Well,
concepts being?
Because this is taking itself seriously, whereas Death of Stalin is kind of an absurdist comedy, and the funny accents only sort of serve to make everything look even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
When you've got someone going, you're like, you've got Jeffrey Tambor in his thick American accent going, kiss my Russian arse. Just makes it more silly, whereas this, when it's like, oh, I'm a barmaid in Dutchland. You're like, what? No, you're not.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So that's the answer. I'll give you an actual answer.
Thanks for that.
No worries.
What else did you like about it? Did you like the bits that are set in the past where it goes all like black and whitey kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
it was nice to have a bit of variation. I found myself looking at the background more than the foreground.
I did too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why
Thinking
was
like,
that?
oh, how did they do that and stuff like that. I was just
Well,
enjoying the scenery of it.
Because obviously, like, people are moving all the time, like this that I'm demonstrating right now. Whereas the background would just stay the same. So I'd be watching, like, the brushstroke on a piece of, like, wheat or whatever, just seeing, like, is it going to move at any point?
Just slightly kind of wobbling in the wind,
Yeah, or not.
It
Yeah.
was that attention to detail there, but then the writing just kind of let it down. Like it didn't have
The
the same
writing
weight.
of the script.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just a stupid story. But it was a very good film because of everything else, the music and the visuals.
Well, this is it, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how they did it? They painted it from the green screen pictures.
Yeah.
And then they took a photo, and that's how they did it. That's how they got on the computer. Took a picture of the painting.
So how big were the brush strokes? Oh,
That big.
that's pretty impressive.
Hello.
Hello.
Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.